So welcome back to the channel, everybody. Just doing a little update video here. About done with the front fender finally. Getting the body fuel wrapped up on it. Next will be the glazing putty, and then ready for a primer from there. I went and got the fender from the PD shop about 3 weeks after I dropped it off for a 15-minute job. I don't know. I don't know. Didn't finish it, didn't do anything with it other than, you know, pull that out, figured out that he can't get inside this side of the tank to push this dent out. Broke the gasketing on that. That's lovely. So just went in and grabbed the tank, walked right back out. When I originally took it over to him, he said 15 minutes and I'll get to it after I finish this wrap on this truck. I was like, all right, bet. 4 days later, I'll call him up and say, what's the progress on the tank? Are you ready for me to come pick it up now? He's like, no, I'll get to it next week. Called him up next week. Still has not got to the tank. Said he got a bunch of hail damage clients. He just got to go do a bunch of estimates on. I hope you understand. After that second week of him having the tank, I tried calling him like every other day. I just want to go get the tank and just finish the repairs myself. For about a week and a half, wouldn't answer the phone, was never at the shop, left messages, wouldn't return phone calls, wouldn't do anything. So I caught him there one day, just sitting down in the parking lot, talking on his phone in the truck in the parking lot, whatever reason. So walked in, I grabbed it, walked right back out. But here's where I'm at. Couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. Something was just missing off the front of the bike. But I think I found what it needs. Slim style back wing. I think that's going to make for a really nice looking bike. Now that I'm getting the fender done, I'm going to pull the tank off and go ahead and get it filled in, get the body work done on there. Everything's all set and mounted up back here, except for the fender. I've been trying to do some test runs on patterns that I want to do for the diamond cut, and I think I want to run with this. They're turned a little bit more than usual and they're spaced out a little bit more than usual, but I think that gives a nice little rope look, or a twisted rope, twisted chain, whatever you want to call it. I think that looks pretty good on there. Finally got all my lights wired up, ran it all the way in, wired them into the main harness underneath the seat. Let's show you what this looks like. Yeah. Got a little brake action. A little bit of blinkers. Flip the brakes. Definitely liking how that's all working together here. So what I did with these are, if you see here, I got these harness connectors. Got those all zip tied and ran all the way up underneath the seat for both sides. Be able to just to disconnect those real quick, be able to unplug the lights whenever I need to take the bags off. And I got those ran right up here, all in some flexi tube. Got it all heat shrinked or solder sticked in. Really like the solder sticks. Got my wiring ready for my aftermarket LED lights. I'll be able to switch them off the factory fog light switch there. And I got speakers for this, but I still need to find the radio. Found this piece to complement the rest of the dash panel. Sir, I'm trying to make a video over here.
Oh, sorry.
A Ford wearing panties.
Yeah, big set of panties.
Did it make it wet? Oh, it did make it wet.
Oh yeah. Well, it makes it wet. Makes it wet and all the other females wet.
Oh. And so I've made a bracket. This thing. It's going to go here behind the seat. That will let me adapt her armrest in. By doing it this way, I won't have to actually drill a bunch of holes in the razor pack. You know, it kind of, as she grows up, I can extend the armrest out further and further until she gets big enough that I can just actually have some real armrest on here. And I'm gonna get back to doing some more of this body work. You're taking a tank all the way apart? You were taking a tank all the way apart?
Have I ever taken one apart?
Yes. With fuel injection in it? Is there a trick? So I see that this is a little wire clip that runs into there. That's clipped into, I think this. It has to be that. But then there's this. And this. But that's kind of springy for whatever reason.
Well, don't break it. You need it.
I don't need this shit. How the fuck do I take all these damn things out without? I guess I gotta clip them and then re-solder them together.
Now your nut. This should all unscrew from whatever's in there. And then this.
But it just keeps.
Well, shouldn't. You gotta take the wires out of this plug. Need a pick. First, you need to take your phone.
Second.
And you need to take a picture of this. Just, unless you can remember orange, yellow, and black. Or black, yellow, and orange. However, which way you want to hold this plug. Whichever way you want to hold it. You just got to make sure. Now, you did take a picture, right?
No.
Shitty deal. Don't lose this. Put that in that forever not forget spot. Remember, you don't forget to put this back on too when you get ready to. Look at that, just comes with a clip though, so you don't have to. This just comes unclipped, so you'll be all right. You can put that on after you get the tank installed. That didn't sound good. Now, listen. When you get ready to put that back in, you have to twist it so many times the other way.
Yeah, I've run into these things before.
You do know that that's heat shrunk on there, right?
No. This is about the only way to get a good paint job on it.
I already got it. It's just plastic.
Yeah, but I've been cutting sandpaper with this thing.
What kind of knife you operating with here?
I don't want to grab another one on the wall over there.
What's we waving that thing around?
It ain't cutting plastic.
Won't even. Careful about dinging your tank all up.
It's work in progress.
Motherfucker. Careful. This is sitting unit now. Easy. Okay, well, you got this out. Go ahead and buy yourself a 200 PSI Walbro fuel pump.
No, sir.
You're going to need it. You might need a bigger injectors, too. I don't know. Guess you'll find out when you go get to see the tuner. Now your fuel gauge is gonna be wrong. You bent the shit out of it. God damn it, Larry.
Bend the shit in that. Well, bend it up that way. I've always got gas.
Full?
I've always got gas whenever it's almost empty.
Yeah, see, the only thing is with the Walbro fuel pump, you'll have to hardwire it in, which isn't a big deal. It's just a fucking power in the ground, you know what I mean? But it'll sit right in here.
Now that I got the fender and the takeoff finished up with the body filler, I'm gonna go back in with this icing and put on my skim coat, get that sanded down, and that should be ready for primer. Going through and hitting any metal spots with edge primer. I've got this fairing mocked up on the bike, and I've installed my turn signals up here. I've got those little spike lights here. I think those are pretty neat on the bike. Get rid of the big bulky ugly ones that are on here. I've still got to get a 5 3/4 inch headlight bucket and headlight for that. Make it look just barely clear here. I got it all kind of mocked up, ready to go. So now I need to get this taken off, get everything ripped off of it, and I'm ready to primer all the body parts except for the rear fender, which I've still got to figure out how to get that stretched out and put back on. I've got everything wiped down, tacked off, hung up, ready to start primering now. I'm going to shut this off. Small area, I'm gonna have a lot of overspray. I need to get these down and get all my other ones brought out here. I just got like 2 bags and the lids for those, and get those all primered up. Now I've got the bags hung up, and I'm gonna start doing the primering on these. Now I've got all the bags all primered up. Well, it's about time I get everything in my black base. I don't have a lot of room in this little shop to get everything sprayed up, but I'm making it work. I've got a few more pieces here, and I've still got some in the house after I finally got them cleaned up to get hung up and sprayed out. But I'm gonna get back to it. Well, I've got all the parts base coated. Now I'm ready to go throw in my color on there, and yeah, it's a color not for everybody. And show you what this looks like out in the sunlight. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but for those who actually know me, I like all my stuff different from everybody else's. So I'll throw in my own flair. I love the color, and I think it's gonna look pretty good once I get the scallops put on here. But I'm gonna go ahead and spray this bike down because I'm running out of day and nice weather to do this in. Well, finally finished the last pieces except for the rear fender, which I still got to do. But all I got left is to go in and sand it down like 1500, 2500. Yes, I have brought these inside because it's really cold outside. And as you can see, in the shade, they are a very dark blue. But when it gets daylight tomorrow, I will take them outside and show you guys what they look like. I really like it. Well, finally got the first part of this paint job done here. Got about 4 coats of clear, but I now have to sand these down because I still got some flakes showing up above the clear. So I just got to get these cut down. Put about 3 or 4 more coats of clear on it so I can get it sanded down, cut and buffed. Well, I finally got all my other pieces all scuffed up. About ready to throw in 4 more coats, 3 to 4 more coats of clear, just to cover the flake that I put in this thing before I can actually sand them down and start doing my lines and my scallops on these parts and pieces. But it's been a long month. I've been sick, my daughter's been sick. I'm a single father, I raise her by myself. So getting to all the wiring, all the sanding, all the paint prep, and all the painting, it's taken me a little bit longer than I anticipated in the beginning. But we are finally down into the last few stages of the paint. And once I get that done, I've got to go in and I got to get this rear fender cut in half, stretched out, and refiberglassed, and then get that one all painted up. And then we're going to go ahead and get to all the motor work and all the diamond cutting of the heads and the jugs. Now that I got all the wiring done on the bike, which just took me a little bit, I have removed all the blinkers and running lights on the bike. I have completely wired up all new lines for those, tied in off of pigtail from the harness. I am really hoping this bike comes out the way I anticipated it to. But once all this gets done, I will keep you guys up to date and let you guys follow along with the process of masking everything out, taping it up, and then the final clear. And from that point, I will go ahead and get the jugs and the heads diamond cut, and then we'll go ahead and get all the motor work done after all the paint is ready to go. That way, once the motor's done, I can just slap all the parts back on, and I can at least go ride it for a little bit longer before the snow really sets in around here. Thanks for following along, guys. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share, and hit that notification bell to keep up with all the latest updates that I have on this bike. Thank you, guys.